What's up, everybody? It's Omar from the Bullish Bears team. It's Saturday, March 22nd, 2017. Uh, Rough week for me. Been really sick, and just work's been really demanded. So I haven't been trading much this week. But I want to make a video building my watch list for next week, and maybe we're gonna review a couple of plays, talk about entry and exit. I'm part of the Bullish Bears community. It's a donation-based community, so all donations are welcome. The goal of the group is really to try to be the largest trading community in the world, so that we can sponsor up with big name sponsors, and they pay for education. We want to start a university where we'll have like classes. You enroll in a class, you'll get like structural learning. We're gonna have eventually have members of the community actually be teachers. So people who've been successful trading the market and want to like kind of teach their strategy will be able to do that. So it's gonna be cool. But it's gonna take time to get there. I mean, we're growing like every 7 days. I think we add another 1,000 members. So by the end of this year, we're going to be in the tens of thousands. By the end of next year, we'll be, that it'll be much higher. So, you can find us on Bullish Bears on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And, so let's talk about a couple of plays. So, so this was my watch list for today, that I had sent out. The biggest mover was AKTX up 25%. So had you saw this and traded this on my watch list, you would have made some money. Now this stock is a previous runner. It's a low float, so it's technically what I consider low float is 10 million shares or less of a stock, floating shares. But this stock has 11 million, and the technical term is really 20 million or less. Now, when the market opened, this thing. Now, if you look, how do I know it's a formal run? I just know because I watch the market every day. And as you trade and become more proficient, you're just gonna start remembering tickers. But this was a stock that previously had some big moves, and you see it runs crazy. Like, look how it just gaps up and down. This was like at 12, and the next day was at 14, and then back to 12, and then back to 14, and then down to 10, and then up to. I mean, this stock when it moves, look, it's down to 8, and then back up to 12, and then back down to 8. So this stock, when it has some sort of catalyst, it moves big, and you can see all year it just been running up and down. And it was at 6, and look, it's moving again. I mean, it's had. Excuse me, guys, I'm still sick. 5 green days. This thing closed at $21. So because I saw the activity, and you saw this was on Thursday. I saw it had this move from 14 up to $16. I knew that it was gonna be active again today, and sure it was. Sure the hell it was. So if you notice here, and let's go to today's. So this is the 5 minute chart. This is the 1 minute chart. Now, folks, I see a lot of like as the group grows and new people come in, they're gonna post comments and they're gonna say, something about a particular strategy, and you're gonna get 50,000 opinions, right? Because not everybody trades the way I trade. So, some people are gonna say, well, this doesn't work. You need to do what I'm doing. Don't do this and do that. You need to figure out what works for you. Like I taught myself to trade pretty much watching videos, and my strategy is a combination of several strategies that works for me. So what works for me may not work for you. I just share because people would ask me to share, so I share. All right. Now a stock like this, if you look right, look how choppy this is. Now, if I was gonna trade a stock like this, look at this. Look at these. These are all indecision wicks. You should, if you don't know what these candles are, this is like the bodies, like the head, the tail, and they kind of give you a sense of the direction of a stock. But when stocks look like this and like this with huge tails and wicks, just know that they're indecisive. Meaning, the stock doesn't know what it wants to do. All right. And if I was looking at this stock, I would have been afraid to trade it because it's indecisive. I don't really have a clear direction of what the stock is gonna do. So had I traded this, I wouldn't have been looking at the 1 minute candle. I mean the 1 minute time frame. Probably would have been looking at the 5 minute. And on the 5 minute, I would have taken. So remember I talked about this, and I'm creating this little manual that I'm gonna send out to everybody that kind of gives you a sense. If I see a stock like this and I think it's gonna go up, and I don't have a clear entry because it's just so choppy, I would look at the 5 minute time frame and say, okay, if this stock goes above the 13 EMA above VWAP, that's my entry. And as long as it stays above VWAP, I'm in. And once it dips below VWAP, I'm out. And had you done that, this clearly broke above VWAP on this candle. Well, it went up above VWAP on this candle, came back down, came back up. But right here, you start seeing a clear trend upward in this 1714 area. And for me, that's probably where I would have gotten in. And I would have just rolled this up using VWAP as my stop loss. So as it's going up, you see it goes up, it pulls back. Look what it does. It bounces off VWAP. Indicators matter, guys. I know they don't. Patterns are what matters more than anything else. So what matters more than anything else are the patterns that you see, more than any indicator. Theoretically, you could trade with no indicators. And I know some people that do. But that doesn't work for me. I like to use VWAP because I know that most of the traders use VWAP, and the 13 EMA, most traders use it. So it gives me a sense of what traders are doing. All right. So, so you see how it bounces off VWAP? So you could have just stood in and just rolled this up. Look how it comes back down, touches VWAP again, and then it bounces up and goes above the 13 EMA, and it just continues up above the 13 EMA, broke the 13 EMA, but look what it did. It bounced off VWAP. And then it just, at the end of the day, this thing went bananas, and it went crazy all the way to $21, and now and then it kind of washed, and then it held. So me, because it's so volatile, I probably would have got in here, and I probably would have, I don't know, I probably would have seen what it's gonna do, and when it touched off VWAP and came all the way up here and broke $18, I probably would have sold in here, to be honest with you, because it's so volatile, and you just want a piece of the move. You're not trying to. Trading stocks is not like owning a business. Like I have a business, right? And my business is all about maximum profitability, like watching your budget, watching numbers, how to save money, how to make more with your money, But stock trading is not the same. Stock trading is more about like getting a small piece of a move. All right? So that's how you gotta look at this, man. And if you make a small win, a couple $100 or $100, $50, that's good. I mean, it's more than what you had, and the psychology is good. Like you got you green. So, those are the things that you need to think about when you're trading the market. All right, just to call that out. And this stock was $12 5 days ago. It's $21 now. Now, what do I expect was gonna happen Monday? This is gonna be on my watch list. It's gonna probably, my expectation is gonna pull back, but because it finished green, I'm not trading this until this stock goes from green to red, meaning until this stock dips below the previous day's close price, because you don't wanna be on the front end of a stock trying to short. I mean, you're gonna get crushed. You wanna let the stock have its move, and then when it goes red, right, and people aren't paying as much attention to it, then you short it back down and you make your money. That's the better way to do it. All right, so that was the biggest move, and then we had a couple of others. OWCP, like look, this thing had a move at the open, but it was very, very choppy. It was very, very, very choppy. Now, had you gotten in like here, so on the 5 minute, it gives you a clear entry. It has this little pullback here, so you could have got in right here and rolled it up. And if I would have gotten in on the 5 minute, I'm definitely got my trend line, and I'm just watching the stock as it breaks the trend. And I'm using the 5 minute because it's just too choppy on the one to know what the stock is doing, And it's moving slowly, It's not like it's ripping in like 5 minutes. It went from, it's not like it opened at 9:30 and like 9:35 is already up here. It slowly moves, so I can use the 5 minutes to get a sense. Had I traded this, but it's too choppy. It's not something I would trade. OCLR, now this was a stock that was on my watch list too, and it moved nicely, Now here, you get a clear depiction of what you're doing. So you've seen it move up, and it's kind of sideways, and right here it's sort of at this point is high day, and it sort of breaks above this, and you see the pullback and it's ripping up, but it's so choppy that it's hard to get a sense of what the stock is doing. I mean, the MACD looks good, it's bullish. The TTM squeeze is bullish. So these all are helpful confirmations. It doesn't guarantee anything, but they're helpful. They give you a sense to know where the direction of the stock. The stock is above the 9 EMA, it's above VWAP, it's above the 20 EMA. So it's all helpful, but really what I'm focusing on more than any of this stuff is the pattern and the volume bars to see if there's more volume coming in that's going to push the price of the stock up. So you see how you had this light pullback, but there's more volume than there was selling. So I know that there's probably going to be a continuation up. So when you look at the next volume bar, it's above this, so you know you're getting a push up, and then you get another big foot volume push, and then you get minimal pullback. So that also tells me, well, it's probably going to continue up, and you got this indecision candle, but the next two candles, the next 2 minutes, you get the volume bars pushing. So I'm watching time and sales tape here as well too. I'm looking to see that the time and sales tape, you're seeing a bunch of green prints, which helpful, and it tells you that the price of the stock is going up. Now, had I been looking at this, I would have been watching this, and I probably would have got in right here on the 5-minute candle, right above this, to see what it's gonna do. And I'm looking at time and sales to see, all right, is it gonna go continue above 886? Now, if I see it washing out and coming back down all the way down to 650, I'm break below VWAP and come all the way down, I'm probably gonna close out. But I probably would have gotten here and watch it go up and look at that pullback and say, okay, this is probably just a minor pullback, because look at the volume bar. You see, it's selling pressure, but it's still, there was much more buying pressure here. So I know that more than likely it's just a pullback, and you're gonna get a second push. And look at the volume bar, and you get that nice little trend. And here I would have put my trend line to watch it go. Now, sometimes you get 2 pullbacks and then a last push and a reversal. Sometimes you get 1 and then a reversal. And the reason why you probably got 1 here is because this gapped up from $8.50 to $9. So it broke below. Remember, $9 is a psychological resistance barrier. So it got above it, but it came back below it. And once it rode the trend, and I would have got out like right before $9, or I would have waited to see. I would have had a stop limit of $9. So once it broke 9, I probably would have had a stop loss of $9 just in the event that it dipped below it, or $8.99 probably. And look, this would have been actually a great short, because right here when it broke the trend, you could have took this back down, for a quick short. And look, it just washed the whole day. All right, and look what it did. It bounced off VWAP. Wouldn't go it for a second, but look, that would have been another short entry right when it bounced right off VWAP, right down, and now it's coming up. So trading, you gotta learn these things. It takes time to learn. What's a better entry, the 1 or the 5? Sometimes with momentum trading, you want clean entries. I'll try to look for a cleaner one. See, these are like choppy. It's hard to get a sense of what the stock is gonna do. Let me see if I can find a nice clean one. Sometimes you'll get some nice clean momentum moves. Most of these were selling off. I don't know. We'll build our watch list, and then when we build our watch list, I'll see if I can find some stocks with some clean entries to give you a sense. All right. So let's build our watch list for Monday. So Monday would be the 24th. So we're gonna go create watch list. We're gonna call this 4/24/17. And it's saved, and this was again, for those that don't know, this is what I look for. I look for stocks between, and let me go load personal. Let's go to maybe scan this big move. So I look for stocks between 20 cents and $30 that up 500,000 shares or more, that up 5%, no max. Hit scan, and we got 44 stocks to look through. So those stocks are already listed here. We go to charts, and I look for stocks that basically are holding their highs. All right, so I filter this. ESXX was the biggest gainer of the day. So let me just zoom out here. Let me just zoom out here. And let me just move this over so we can see. And ESXX. So this is a dog shit crap stock with no volume. So I'm not gonna trade this. Like, don't stay away from this kind of stuff. PCSB. This thing moved. I mean, it went from $15 to, let's see. Oops. Oh, this is the first day I guess it traded. So it opened at 15 and it hit a high of 1664. The stock doesn't have any history. I guess this is a new ticker. See, it's a new ticker. So will it be on my watch list? I don't know. I don't really know anything about the company. It went from 15 all the way to 1664. So it's up $1. You know what? We'll put it on there. I mean, we don't really have anything to compare it to, but why not? Why not look at it, see what it's gonna do Monday? Maybe it has a continuation up. I don't know. Do some more fundamentals. I'll leave it on there. GLMF, no. Dog shit. STV. Look at this. And I talk about this. This is a stock that had its move pre-market. So you see how it ran all the way, it hit a high of 212 pre-market, and people think, oh, it has a high of 212. So if you're looking at a stock like this, you're not sure what it's gonna do. Always know where your support and resistance levels are. So you put your trend line here. All right? What's the top pre-market? What's the low pre-market? All right. So oops. Ah. So what the high and what the low is pre-market, and it's in this range, and now you see, okay, it's coming back down, but it seems to be holding its support here. So pre-market, this is sort of where it's holding its support. So you should put another trend line here. Sorry guys. So you put another trend line here, and you get a sense of where the stock. So when the stock opens, look at this. I'm not trading this. I don't know what it's gonna do. Look at this. These candles are too indecisive. Like there's no real sense of direction. But what it did, it just washed all day because it was so overextended. So theoretically, on the 5-minute chart, you could have been watching this and say, oh look, it bounced off VWAP. It's below the 13-year MA, and it's a clear entry. And you could have just took a short entry and wrote it. But I mean, it's too choppy. I wouldn't trade this because of all the indecision wicks. I'm sorry. All right. So I'm not trading this, right? And I'm not putting it on the watch list either. Let's keep moving. AKTR. AKTR will be on the watch list for Monday. Now, AKTX, I'm sorry. It's held its highs, but this is a low floater, guys, so be careful. If you decide to make a trade on this, be very careful. These low float runners, they move up, they move down, and this one especially, it's so choppy that you're not sure what the hell to do. Like, I don't really know when to get in or out of a trade like this. On the 1 minute, it's just too, and you really looking at it, it's so volatile, it's moving so fast that it's hard to make a trade on anything but the 1 minute. But had I taken a trade on this, I would have waited till it broke VWAP and the 13-year MA to make my entry. So, usually I would have, right here, it broke the 13-year MA and come back, but it's bouncing above VWAP, but you see it's starting to go up and it comes back down. So I might have gotten in like right in here. And you see it came back down, touched VWAP, and then that little push right here, I probably would have sold right into there because it's so volatile that I'm not sure what it's going to do. It came back down, touched VWAP again. Now, I might have taken another entry right here. Like, if you have 25,000 or more and you can day trade and you got some money in the account, had I saw it bounce here and start going here, I might have taken another trade and just rolled this up. As long as it's bouncing off VWAP, I'm in, So it bounced off VWAP and I could have took another trade. Now I know this because I've been trading for a while. If you're new, you probably need time before you would start doing anything like this. But I'm a seasoned trader now at this point, so I know. Oh, it's bouncing off VWAP playing support, and I would have took a trade right here and just rolled it up, And I probably would have got out somewhere here in the wash. But if I would have been patient and say, okay, VWAP, as long as it doesn't break below VWAP, I'm in, and I could have just continued this all the way up. But look what happened. It came back down and touched VWAP again. At what time was this? 150. You know what? I might have made a trade on this again. But at this point, look, it doesn't have a lot of volume. So I don't know if I'm looking at it at this point. There's not a lot of volume, and it's so volatile. But I'm just what I'm really trying to get to you guys is that there's different strategies and different ways to enter and exit a stock. And as you become more seasoned and as your proficiency level increases, you're gonna learn about different styles and different entries and exits. All right. Next up, CARV. This thing, it moved at the open. Just rolled the 90 MA up. This thing went all the way to 661. I mean, this thing pushed. And this thing was moving so fast that I would have been looking at the one, and you definitely would have been looking at the time and sales tape. And you notice it had really no volume here when it started moving. Here is where it got the little push, and it went all the way up to $6. This thing went crazy, all the way up to 661. Now, see, a stock like this is one of the strategies. This is going to be one of those stocks that I'm going to talk about in my momentum strategy guideline, where I like to look at stocks like this, not to buy, but to short. Because when a stock goes from $4 to $6, it's going to have a wash. So me personally, what I'm doing is I'm seeing the stock go up, and I'm just putting a trend line to watch it. And you see, I would have came here, and what I would have did was I would have put another trend line here, because to say, hey, it's pulling back, watching it, not buying it, waiting for the reversal to say, okay, look, the RSI is hot, it hit the high, it's coming back down, I'm waiting for that volume bar to start bringing. It's getting finished lower. This candle's a little lower. All right, here's the selling pressure, and look, the MACD's rolling over, and you know TTM squeezes, start stepping down, RSI stepping down, and right in here I would have been my short entry, and I would have made a killing shorting this. Look at this. This thing came all the way back down. I would have probably recovered somewhere in here when the volume picked up and starts going up. But look, this thing collapsed all day. All right, that's what I like to do. And this is the strategy that once you really understand stock trading, momentum trading, and if you ever get to a point where you build your account where you can avoid the PDT rule, and you can get with a better brokerage like Speed Trader, you know, where they'll find you locates, this is the stuff that you want to be focusing on. Looking for stocks that have their rip where you can short right into the reversal. These are where all the retail traders make a shitload of money. If you look at any big name retail trader, this is what they focus on, shorting. They don't focus on longing because the probability is a lot easier when you short. Even though short you can lose unlimited amount, but what you doing? Once you know this is higher day, this is my stop loss. So once I would have seen this coming down this way, I'm saying, hey, I'm here, I'm shorting. But if it breaks the high day, I'm stopping out. You know, so your risk is a lot. You know, so you have a clear defined stop. You know, and you could have took this down. That's what I'm trying to convey to people. I know a lot of people still can't grasp it, but once it took me a long time too. I was just long biased for a long time until I really started understanding there was a correlation between success and short selling. And I noticed that all the big successful traders are short sellers. And then it really started understanding when I started understanding patterns, like looking for overextended stocks, short into the wash. You know, short stocks on the that gone parabolic on the first red day. These patterns happen again and again and again. There's so much money to be made shorting. You'll get it over time. Anyway, that's not going to be on my watch list. The stock had its move. GBLS is another stock that tends to run sometimes. It had its move and then it kind of sold off into the close. So here if we look at it, look, this is more. It had the one, it gaps up, it has this sort of like indecision pull back here, and then it has the second move, and then it reverses. Now, generally you get two moves and then the reversal, but if you're looking at this on the 1 minute, you see it gap up, right? So right here, this is higher day at this point. So at this point, you should put a trend line because you need to know what support and resistance is, and you see it's coming back down, and now it's kind of trading in this, it's trading in this channel. So what do? You're looking to see, right? Is it going to break higher day? So for that continuation up, so you can get in. Or is it going to break below so you can short? That's why shorting is like, knowing support and resistance and really understanding the chart pattern is more important than anything else. This is what you should be doing. Like if you're watching the stock and you're not sure when to get in, you're like, okay, well, it's kind of in this channel. If it breaks high, then I get up and this will be my my stop loss. So if it breaks below the high day, I'm out. And look what happened. For a second, it kind of started to break above. But, if you're watching it, you don't see a lot of volume. You're looking at time in sales. So you're not sure if you're entering. And that was very, very quick because it pulled back. But then, look, you get the clear breakout here because you got the volume coming in. That's when you know it's time to move. And that's what happened was this started popping up on people's high day scanners. And so what happens is everybody starts looking at the stock, right? And then they see it pull back. And then they go, okay, you know what? If this people start buying, I'm going to buy too. So that's what happened. People saw, right, popped up the high day scanners, it pulls back, and people see it start buying, and they start pushing the volume up, and you get in, and this is where you could have got in. And you could have rolled this all the way up to 330. And you see how it gapped up, it pulled back a little bit. This was the little pullback, but it had a little second push, and then it washed. And on the 5 minute candle, it just had this 1 minute, this run on the 5 minute. So that's why here you got to be watching on the 1 minute if you're going to be getting in. And once you would have got in, you put that trend line there. So okay, as long as it rides that trend, I'm good. All right. And you would have seen it break. And once you see the reversal right here, so what do you see? You see volume in here, volume in here, volume in here. So you're still good. But what do you see? Selling pressure coming in. The MACD starting to curl. The TTM stepping down. So there's going to be a reversal. And look, this thing reversed. Once it broke the trend line, you knew that was your chance to short, and you could have shorted this all the way down to in this 290 area, and then it kind of had this, push back up at the end of the day. You could have covered there, and then you could have rolled it up. Now, higher day at this point would have been right here, 340. So let me put a price. Let me put a price level here. Excuse me, guys. So, I don't know if I would have got in for the high day, but it formed this U-shaped pattern, and that's why people got in, because it formed this U-shape. This is a pattern. So you see how it's forming a U-shape? So people got in because they saw the pattern forming right here. They saw the U-shaped pattern forming on the 1 minute, and that's why you got all the volume again. People recognize the pattern. Even though it didn't break higher day, people got in, so it saw the U-shaped pattern, because you get in on the low, right when it's on the bottom part of the U. And that's why people bought in. And then it kind of, so it had the run, it pulled back, and then it broke higher day. But look what happened. It broke higher day here, so you had a chance to make 20 cents if you would have gotten a higher day, but it reversed again. And it washed. And look at that, it just completely collapsed. So, when you get in a stock, let's say, as you got in on a pullback here, once it broke higher day here, remember, put that trend line, because you're not sure. But me, I wouldn't know if I would have got it. Look at how it's so indecisive. You're not sure what the stock is going to do. So I'm just, I'm just giving you different pieces of advice, different, tidbits on things, are what my mentality would have been had I traded the stock like this. Now look at this washing out. I'm not looking at this. I mean, this thing does, it had a monster move. So when it has news, this stock can rip. It was its first, this was its first green day. And usually, it had a green day before, and then it finished. It had a green day before, finished. It had a green day before, it had it. So I don't expect it to do anything but wash. So, if you're a short seller, you may want to put it on your short list, because it may continue to wash, and you could probably continue to short this back down. But I'm not gonna put it on the watch list. Let's see what else we have. CYTR. This is a stock that I actually saw at work, and I was gonna buy, and I didn't buy. And I didn't get in. It was choppy. It's running, and it's still running all day. I'm gonna put it on the watch list. We'll see what it's gonna do on Monday. Very choppy though. You're not sure what. Look at this. It's all indecision candles. It's very, very choppy. But look what it did. It rolled the 13 EMA on the 5 minute, pretty much all day. And that would have been for me very comfortable to stay in the trade. Say, hey, as long as it doesn't break below VWAP, I'm in. On a 5 minute chart, when you see a stock move like this slowly, you just ride it as long, and you're gonna get executed, because this stock had a lot of volume, and it's moving slowly, it's grinding slowly. So I would have stood in. Probably gonna give it back Monday. I don't know. Let's see what this stock has done over the last year. Yeah, this thing was at 3. It's like super low. I mean, it's had a couple of green days. It was 44 cents. It's been grinding ever since. This is what, 44 cents, now it's 67 cents. So we'll see what it does Monday. Next up, CAI. Let me go back on the today 1 minute. Yeah, this thing had a monster move at the open. Look at this. Now this is a stock where, you get that nice clean, here, look at on the 1 minute, you could just get in for, when the stock makes a new high, right here you could have got in, right here you could have got in on the 5 minute, right here you could have got in, but remember guys, if a stock is just ripping like this, it's gonna have a pullback. So if I would have got it, let's say I would have got in here, I would have caught it early, right? And I'm watching it on the 5 minute. I'm just putting my trend line. I'm just letting it ride the trend. And as soon as it breaks that trend, I'm selling my shares. And this is the indecision. With usually, a lot of times this means that reversal's happening. And look at it. That's what it looks like on the 5 minute. That's what it looks like on the 1 minute. And you're just riding that trend right up. All right, looks good. It just stood on the 1 minute. It stood right above the 9 EMA. Nice, easy. When it's like that, when it stays above the 9 EMA, it's nice and good. But you got to remember the RSI is hot, and it's going to be a pullback. But the MACD looks good. But once you saw that curl come in and that stepping down, there's going to be a reversal. And it was, once it broke the trend, it came all the way back down to 18 bucks. So you could have shorted this, quick short. Boom, it came all the way back down. Look, it came right almost at VWAP, and then it kind of just consolidated the rest of the day. Didn't have no real volume the rest of the day. Now, is it gonna be in my watch list? This thing is super overextended. You know what? It's absolutely gonna be in the watch list. This is probably gonna be a great short end, but you know what? It has no volume. It really doesn't have any volume. I'll leave it on here, but you know, it's not very liquid. The liquidity happened in the front side of the move here when the market opened. All right, let's keep moving. TRCH is a stock that, you know, it's just so choppy. 2.6 million shares, but look at this. You don't know what an entry, what you're gonna do on the 1 minute. You're definitely not looking at this because of, you know, because it's so choppy. How would you know? So what you gotta do is when you have this kind of choppiness, you're gonna either look at a 5-minute time frame, or I'll put a 15-minute here just so you can see. On a 15-minute time frame, you see how you have clear. See how the candles, you get more clear definition of what the stock is going to do. So when a stock is super choppy like that, it's moving, use a longer time frame if you want to get an entry. And you see on the 15-minute, you got a clear entry. Look how it did. It just rode the 9 EMA on the 15-minute the whole day. So it was a lot easier entry on the 15-minute, you know, for you to trade this, as opposed to the 1 minute where you don't know what the hell is happening. So I don't know what this stock has been over the last year. I've seen it a few times. Yeah, it's super choppy. It's right at its it's high. It's at a yearly high. So you know, I think it's probably gonna pull back. You know, I'm not gonna put it on my watch list. It's so choppy. All right, so let's keep moving. SNGX. This thing had a move from 3 to 428 closed. See, this is a stock where this is the kind of stock that I talk about in the manual that I'm gonna put together. This is that VWAP trade that I would make. So these are the stocks where they're real choppy, but they're moving and you're not sure. What I do is like I look for a stock like this, like midday, like early afternoon, and if it breaks above VWAP, like right here, would have been my entry, and I would have just let it ride above the 13 EMA using VWAP as my entry, and I would have probably stood in. I'll put it on the watch list. It's very choppy. But that, you know, sometimes when I'm not sure and I see something that has momentum, but I'm not sure what it's doing, I use VWAP. And you know what? The big traders like Goldman Sachs and all those guys, a lot of them guys, they use VWAP, and they use VWAP on the big name stocks as entry and exit. PBN, RBNW, nope. PXT went ham at the open. Look at this. And I actually shorted this. This was the one play I had yesterday, and I did very well shorting this play. It was funny. So the whole how I found the stock was, this is a funny story. So I was at work, and my I use this 2-candle gap scanner. I don't have it on here right now. So I have this 2-candle gap scanner that I use. Where is it? Yeah. So this is 2-candle gap scanner that I use, and for whatever reason it wasn't working at work. So I had to like delete this and then redo it. And then as soon as I did it, I wasn't even looking here. I saw it popped up, and when it popped up, the stock was about right here at this point. I think it was about right in this candle. So I was with a coworker, and she's like interested. She sees what I'm doing, so she's asking me. So what I did was I go, come here. I go. She goes, what's this? And I'm like, look at this. You see this stock? This is one of the patterns that I talk about. I swear, this is a true story. So I'm there, and we're going through. So I'm like, you see this stock? You see how it's moving? It was at $3, and you see how it's just going up and it's just going green. This thing is gonna have a reversal, and it's gonna have a big wash, a big sell-off. And she's like, how do you know? I'm like, well, stocks are like rubber bands. When you stretch them too fast one way or the other, they pop. So right in here is where I saw it happen, and I said, watch. This stock is probably going to go right at $5. It's probably going to reverse. And sure enough, I saw the stock go up right in this candle. I didn't trade it. I just waited. And right in this candle here, when I saw it hit the high, I put in my order, and I shorted this stock, 5,000 shares. And I got in. I think my entry was like, 460, something like that. And it just collapsed. All I did was watch it go wash, and I got in at about 460, and I just literally let it wash, and I covered right in here. I think it was like 380, 390. I covered, so I did very well. And and then it just kind of washed the whole day. This is a textbook short strategy that I talk about. Now, had you been long, this would have been your entry here on this pullback right here, this temporary sort of pullback. You didn't get one on the 5-minute chart. So because it's so volatile and it's moving so fast, obviously if it makes the new high here, you could have got in right here. But you gotta know that when a stock is moving this fast, this quickly, it's gonna reverse and it's gonna wash pretty fast and hard. So what I like to do, I mean, sometimes, a lot of times I'll long these, and I've been doing a lot longing just to, just for the group. But what I prefer to do is have the stock, watch the stock move up, and wait until the reversal, and then short into the wash. And this is what the Tim Sides, Cameron Fools, Nate from Investors Underground, Modern Rock, all the big traders that I follow. This is what they do. They look for these plays. Tim Grittani, this is what they do. They just look for these stocks that rip, and they don't even buy. Most times they just wait for that reversal, and they just short into the wash. Easy money. But the only problem is that when you short a stock, you don't know, the shares are not always going to be available. That's the downside of shorting. But if you're with a brokerage where you can find shares, you can make some money. So that's what I like to do. All right. So is this stock going to be on the watch list? That's the question now. What I noticed with this stock, even though it washed, is that sometimes when it has a green day, a lot of times I'll have multiple green days. So even though generally I like to look at stocks that hold their highs, I'm gonna put this on the watch list just in the event that Monday it actually moves again. Yeah. So let's look at a couple of other plays. RNVA. This thing had a nice little move at the open, but it was at 91 cents, hit a high of 113 and came back down. I'm not gonna put on the watch list. Let's keep moving. CDTI. This thing had a move, came back down. It was at 264 5 days ago, but I don't like it. Let's keep moving. DWCH had a nice move. No volume, but you can. I'll put it on the watch list maybe for a potential swing trade for you swing traders. This was at $6 a few days ago, so we'll leave it on the watch list. BPMX is moving. 81 cents. Nope. BCG. This is a stock. Wow, look at this move. It went from 21 to 23, and then it kind of came back and washed. It's holding its high. So yeah, we'll put this on the watch list. So you options traders, maybe maybe want to trade something like that. CGI, too choppy. Even though it's holding its highs, it was 385. It is, maybe a potential swing trade for you swing traders, but this is not a momentum trade stock. DCIX did midday. This thing had a quick move up, and then look, a wash. You see what I'm talking about? Look at this stuff. It's too choppy. I mean, it's ugly, but like, had I saw something like this happening, I would have just waited just for the reversal, and I would have just shorted it on the reversal. Because I know that when a stock has these little rips, they're gonna keep washing. There was no volume though. I would stay away from a stock like this. I mean, it was at 1.1 million shares traded, but all the volume was here. SLTX, look at this, wow, it's up and then collapsed. Nope. KND, yeah, Kindred. We'll put this on the watch list. It's nice. 765 days ago, it's 985. See what happens Monday. PTCI, nice little move at the end of the day. 1.39 million shares held its highs. So there should be some volatility on Monday. WERN, nope. PBC, wow, look at this move. Went from 23 to 26, and it kind of washed at the end, but this is going to continue up. It's a high price stock, but, I just put on. Delt had a nice move at the open. Right here, once it broke high day, this was high day, so you see how the stock opens, and it has this little push up to 190, comes back down, then it has a second push. So right here, you need to put that trend line there, and this is the lower day, so you need to put a trend line there, so you know it's in this channel. So you're like, what is it gonna do? And once it broke the high day, this popped up on everyone's scanners, and they just rolled this up. But look what happened. It washed, and that's what I keep telling you guys. Why shorting is great, because when you buy high, you put your trend line, and all you're doing is waiting. You're like, all right, I'm gonna let this run, but it's gonna have a wash at some point. And look, it had the head and shoulders pattern form here, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder, and then the collapse. And it just washed out. So look at this, the shorting opportunity. So so yeah, this is so is this gonna be on the watch list? I guess is the question. Nah. All right, let's keep moving. TRTN, yeah. It's higher price stock, but it's holding its highs. Even if you got, let's say, like $5,000 in your account, you see a stock like this moving. Even if you buy 100 shares, let's say you bought 100 shares here, like you saw it running. I'm just saying hypothetically speaking, and rode this the whole way up, you would have made a couple $100. So don't be afraid of these bigger price stocks. You can build your account, even with these bigger price stocks. Even getting 100 shares, because they move. Like the stocks in the $20 range, they tend to move. Like when they move like by dollars, like a couple of dollars. So don't be afraid of them. All right, BTIA. Yeah, look at this, another one. Put it on the watch list. These are all movers. NMM. No. PACB. PACB had 468 2 days ago at 509. And that's too choppy. OWCP. No. FN, no. ELPH, no. MPTX. Had to look at this. When it hit the high day and then the reverse, look at the wash. Tell you. For shorting. Look at that. You see, it gapped up. It went up to hit the high of 898. When a stock moves, right? This is a 930. It goes from 780 to by 11 o'clock at 898. There's going to be a reversal. And look at that wash to short into the reversal. That's what I really like to do. And just focus on this is a winning strategy, shorting. SQNS, no. SRNE, no. NURO, CONN. Yeah, Con is a stock. It was $12. It's at $14.25. It's choppy, but this stock continues to move up. I'm gonna put it on the watch list for all you swing traders. Keep an eye out on it. AXAS. It held its highs. It's so choppy. ZPass. Nah. Look at this. 195, 239. It's moving. ARMS. Nope. CYTK. That is at 11. It's at 14 now. So for you swing traders, take a look at it. It's so choppy, but I'll put it on there just so you swing traders who like to swing trade. Maybe you'll be interested in a stock like that. LLNW, BCFV. Yeah, there's another stock. Not a lot of volume, but it opened at 15. It closed at 16.55. It's up. And over the last 5 days, this is 14.90 5 days ago. So you know what? Doesn't have a tremendous amount of volume, but I'm going to put it on the watch list just for you swing traders. You may want to take a look at it, peek at it. All right, so that's our watch list for Monday. Now, another trick that I don't really tell you, if you follow my strategy and you look at, you do the same scan I do, sometimes you won't find, won't be many plays. So what you do is if you change the percentage filter on the new high scan, if you follow the same one I have, you can look at stocks that are below that 5% criteria that we look, and look like GoGo. This should be on the watch list. It wouldn't hit the scanner because it closed at 4%. But there's a stock that absolutely, held its highs. I like the trend. It has a lot of volume and it looks good. And you can just look through these 4% and below stocks like PBF. Didn't appear on my watch list, but look at this. This had a nice move up. On the 5 minute, looks good. So, you can put these stocks as well. So, it's a bigger watch list. It's the weekend, so I'm just, putting more than what I normally would, just to give you some guys to study up. Excuse me. And those were the stocks that were, all these 5% up would have popped up on the watch list. All right, folks? So, this video is a little long, but I wanted to talk about strategy and momentum. And honestly, guys, none of the stocks that I showed you really had that clear momentum that I like. But I'm working on something that'll address that. All right, folks. So with that said, hope you enjoy your weekend and see you in the room. Remember, bullish bears. on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Peace.